I remember the day she was born as if it were yesterday. The first time I held her tiny body in my arms, she smelled of warmth and new life. You whispered to her, "You are my little star, always shine, even if the world tries to dim your light." She grew up in our small house by the river, where the air smelled of wet earth and wildflowers. Her laughter filled every corner, every room. Sometimes she would run into the garden, chasing butterflies or picking daisies, and I would watch her from the porch, smiling at the way the sun danced on her hair. As she grew older, she became quiet sometimes, thoughtful. I would see her staring at the river for long minutes, as if speaking to something only she could hear. I wondered what she thought about, what dreams floated in her mind, what words she could not yet tell met. Yet I remember the rainy afternoons when she splashed in puddles, refusing to come inside. It would call her name, but she would just laugh, spinning in the rain until her dress was soaked, her hair dripping. I would shake my head, muttering under my breath, but my heart was full of joy. Yet I remember nights when she woke from dreams that scared her, and I held her close, stroking her hair, whispering, "It's all right, my little one. I am here, always." Those moments seemed small at the time, yet they became treasures. Every laugh, every tear, every scribble of her tiny hands on paper was a gift, a piece of life I could hold on to forever. Time, I realized, is a quiet thief. It steals moments too quickly. One day she was a little girl with curls and dimples. The next, she was stepping into the world alone. I am a grandfather now, and I know that life will ask her to make choices without me, to face storms and joys without my hand in hers. Sometimes I am afraid that the world will take her and twist her in ways I cannot prevent. Afraid that she might forget these small moments we shared, the warmth of my embrace, the way I always believed in her. But then I remember, love is not possession. Love is the quiet trust that what you give to the heart of someone you love will remain, even when they are far away. She began leaving small notes around the house when she was old enough to write. "On the kitchen table, Grandpa, I saw a ladybug today. I thought of you. On the windowsill I drew a rainbow. It is for you." Each note, which were bridge, each letter, a whisper of her heart. And I read them slowly, letting the words sink into me, imagining her hands pressing the pen too hard, ink smudging, but the intention perfect, full of love. There were days when the house felt too quiet. The walls seemed empty, the garden still, the river moving slowly, as if holding its breath. I would sit on the porch for hours, remembering the sound of her laughter, her footsteps running across the wooden floors, the gentle hum she made while drawing. I realized that waiting is part of love, to wait not with anxiety but with hope, to trust that she will return, carrying with her stories, treasures, discoveries from the world beyond our little house. Love, I understand now, is patient. Love is brave. Love is letting go even when the heart aches. I watched the sun set over the river, casting long golden reflections, and I imagine her somewhere beyond the horizon, laughing, exploring, learning. And I feel pride stronger than any fear. Every letter, every note, every memory is a reminder that she carries a part of me with her, and I carry her with me in every heartbeat, every sigh, every quiet moment. And I whisper to the wind, as I always do, "Go, my little girl, explore the world. Learn, live, and come back to me, for I will always be here, waiting, loving, always." I remember the mornings when she would run into the kitchen, rubbing her sleepy eyes, asking for warm milk and a piece of bread. Her hair was always messy, her pajamas spotted with yesterday's adventures, and yet she looked at me with those eyes full of wonder and trust. Sometimes she would sit beside me while I drank my tea and draw on scraps of paper. "Grandpa, look at this," she would exclaim, holding up a picture of a sun with a smiling face or a tree with impossibly long branches. I would nod, praising her work, while secretly wondering where all this imagination came from and why she had grown so fast. As she grew older, her letters became longer, more thoughtful. Sometimes she would leave them tucked into my coat pocket or under the pillow. "Grandpa, I saw the first snow today. It all pissed in. I made a snowman and named him after you. Grandpa, I found a feather from a bird. It is soft like your hands." Each letter was like a bridge across the hours when she was away. I read them slowly, imagining her tiny fingers pressing the pen too hard, the paper slightly crumpled, the words full of love and care. And each time I smiled, a tear rolling down my cheek, because even though she was growing up, she still carried me in her heart, and I carried her in mine. Time moves quietly, almost unnoticed. I remember thinking that life would always be this way, her small hand in mine, her laughter echoing through the house. Her children grow, and the world calls to them in ways we cannot hold back. I think about all the lessons I wanted to teach her: patience, courage, honesty, kindness. And I realize she has already learned them, not because of my words, but because she watched the world, listened, and lived. Sometimes I feel the ache of absence, and yet I understand that absence is part of love. To love is to let go, knowing even when she is far, she carries a piece of you with her, and so do you with her. And then, as always, she returns. She runs into the house, her hair messy, cheeks glowing, eyes sparkling with stories. She hands me a small note, or shows me a treasure. She found a smooth stone, a pressed leaf, a feather. "Grandpa, look what I found," she says, smiling, and in that smile, in those eyes, I see everything I have hoped for: joy, curiosity, love, life. I hold her close, breathing in the scent of her hair, feeling her warmth, and remembering that every moment apart makes the moments together even more precious. Every note, every laugh, every small gift strengthens the bond we share. I understand now that love is patience, courage, and quiet hope. It is letting someone grow, knowing that the bond will remain even when distance stretches between hearts. It watched the sun set over the river, painting the sky with gold and pink, and I whisper a prayer: "Go, my little girl. Explore the world, learn, live, laugh, and come back to me, for I will always be here, waiting, loving, always." I know she carries me in her heart, as I carry her in mine, in every heartbeat, every breath, every quiet thought. And that is the beauty of love. It endures, it grows, it never fades.